Hey, so what's up?
Okay, so you know how I'm like not real and stuff, right?
Yes.
Alright, cool, because that needs to change. I have this recipe that needs to be used for content, and you know why I can't use this virtual kitchen for it.
N- No, I don't know why you can't use it.
Doesn't matter. I need to use the kitchen you have at your place.
You just said you aren't real. How do you plan on using my kitchen?
I talked to those corporate agents in charge of our whole situation, and they said I could just take over your conscience for however long I need to.
Wait, you can just take over my conscience? How is that even?
I don't know. I looked over that contract and I saw something along the lines of getting a physical body or something like that.
You obviously struggle to read. How did you get through any of that contract?
You know that I don't need to know how to read to understand what's in the writing. I'm gonna make a call to agents, and I'll have full, unadulterated control over your body that I'll use to make some food.
Okay, that is definitely not going to happen.
Hi. Is this thing on? Hello, everyone. Welcome. Today I have probably the best thing I could ever possibly show you, and it is my world famous pizza recipe. Can't find it anywhere else. There's nothing that even comes close to this. The very first thing you need to do is make our dough. Around 600 grams of bread flour. What do I do with these? I guess I can. Alright, yeah, I have one of these. Okay, around 400 grams of water, salt, I believe 1 tablespoon, and then 1 tablespoon of olive oil. All we have to do is mix it up. This is a no-knead dough, so no. Oh, I forgot the yeast. The yeast. 1 packet is all we need, and we just get to mixing. This is a no-knead recipe, so all we need to do is wait until it's all together and combined. I will go ahead and set a timer for 30 minutes. I'm gonna leave that to the side, and the next thing we need to worry about is... Okay, so... Not sure why that happened. Oh, wow! So I guess the timer went off right on time. As you can see, not only has the dough risen into 4 perfectly shaped dough balls, the bowl itself has risen to make room for the dough. Just incredible. Next we need is the cheese. You're supposed to use a whole milk mozzarella. I like to use both because you can get both flavors into one, but you can just buy the combination cheese. You will usually can find it at your local pharmacy. It should be right around where all of the Arizona teas are. And then you are just gonna start grating. And just like that, beautiful, easy as pie, a full thing of cheese. I forgot what I need to do next. The sauce. We need to do the sauce. So to begin with the sauce, we have to begin prepping our vegetables. Garlic. Extremely, extremely important. It's one of the best things you could add in pretty much anything. You see, that's how you know I'm a pro chef. Because I put garlic in everything. To mince this, usually people, what they like to do is they like to take a knife and, bash the end of it. I think that's really aggressive and pretty violent, but there's a much easier and simpler way of doing it. And just like that, you can see right here, I have now a bunch of minced garlic. The next vegetable we need to worry about is 2 halves of 2 onions. Just slice them both in half. Take 1 of the halves of each onion and put them away somewhere for now. This place should be good enough. So you're going to simply want to take and make a bunch of radial cuts down towards the center, and then just make a bunch of cuts along the side. And it's kind of funny. You can just do the same with the other onion, but I usually cut myself a lot when... And just like that, you have a perfectly no-hassle way of mincing an onion. Isn't that just beautiful? We're gonna move on to the sauce now. I need to get my saucepan. I have no idea where I put it, so give me saucepan. So the first thing we need to do with the pan is, of course, you get a really, really good, high quality olive oil. Like this brand right here. You see that? It says Lasagna. That means really good in Italian. We don't want to add too much because it'll make the sauce really, really greasy. So again, just a little tad bit of olive oil. All right, that should be good enough. I think that's 1 teaspoon. The heat goes on to a medium low. The heat should be hot enough. You can tell by just sticking your finger in the oil. We have our the oil heated up nice and ready, and then we just take all of our vegetables and stick them in. You should hear a nice sizzle as they go into the pan. Mix them around, make sure they're all getting nice, even heat, nice, just showing some color. As soon as they start to do that, you're gonna shut off the oil, because for our sauce, we don't actually want to cook it. We want the nice, bright freshness of the tomatoes. So, just take your tomatoes and add them to the sauce. Hang on 1 second. Okay. I know what to do about this. I'm not the one at work who usually does this. Get a Dremel. It really isn't doing much. Hang on, there's this bird sounding thing going on outside. I'm gonna deal with that real quick. Give me 1 second. All right, you guys are not gonna believe what that bird just did for me. Oh my goodness. He opened the can for me. And all we really need to do now is, of course, incorporate the oil into the sauce. However, because we're using whole San Marzano tomatoes, really the only thing you should be using for pizza sauce, they need to be crushed up. So what you can do is you can go back to where you put your onions and get your military grade potato smasher and get to mashing. And that's going to be a really nice, comfortable, easy way to get them all mixed up, again, incorporated with the oil. Go ahead and potato masher back. And now we can go ahead and get making with the salsa. You're going to need one of these, a sheet tray, or any nice big flat surface to launch the pizza in the oven is going to work. One thing you do need to take care of is make sure your oven is preheated to, let's see how much I have here. I believe that says 507 degrees. So as far as how to actually make the thing, you're going to take one of our balls of dough, some all-purpose flour. Go ahead and coat your work surface and the dough ball. Go ahead, and the first thing you're going to want to do, punch out the cornice. Just go around and work the edges. And people usually ask me, hey, how do I toss dough? How can you toss dough? Do you toss your dough? I typically really don't like doing it because sometimes when you go to toss it in the air, it just doesn't come back down. And I really don't know why that's the case. When we want to get the pizza onto the heel, you use some cornmeal. I'm really bad at reading Italian, but yeah, this should be what we need. And once we have it around to the size that we want, we're gonna take some of our cornmeal and give our peel a nice fine dusting. So we're gonna go ahead and throw this on, pinch any little holes. We have a nice little round, what do you call it? A circle. And then you're gonna go ahead and dish sauce as, oh, I almost forgot. The most important ingredient for the sauce. Some salt. About a pinch of salt you're gonna need for the sauce. That should be good enough. And then you're just gonna wanna go ahead and, this is salt, right? I'm sure it's fine. Just get it mixed nice and easily. Not too much, not too little. And once you have said sauce, you're just gonna add just a touch onto the pie. Always put on less than what you think is necessary. And the same goes for the cheese. And that's actually probably exactly as much as we need. And the most important part, is actually putting it in the oven. All you gotta do is be quick because you don't want the oven to get cold, and then you're just gonna wanna toss it in, wait until it grabs onto the peel, and then slowly slide it off. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that now. And beautiful. Wow, that was much easier than I thought. I'm only gonna be making one pizza for today, so now we can just go ahead and start cleaning up. All right, so most of the cleanup has been done. Okay, the pie is probably done now. Oh yeah, that's good. And there we go. There we go. Oh, beautiful. Isn't that just great? Woo! Awesome, awesome stuff. Let's take a look at our look at our handiwork, everybody. Incredible, incredible stuff. You do not get like. That's why I like this dough recipe so much. That's why like you've got nice browning on the crust. You've got perfect browning on the cheese. Like. I can't wait to dig into this. What, they didn't cut it. I didn't cut it yet because this just came out of the oven. Okay. What do I have? Oh yeah, I bought something for this. Take your pizza cutter and just bring it right down the middle. So now we will get a chance to eat, the best part. The sauce, perfect. Just salty enough, same with the cheese. Like I said, doesn't get better than this. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, thank you again. I love giving you this show. Love showing you, demonstrating you how I make my pies. Again, some of the best you can have in the world. And it was really awesome being able to be here and teach you guys how to do this. So, without further ado, I'm signing off. Have a wonderful day, everybody.